Good morning, guys. It is Saturday morning. I am out here. We out here. Mike is also out here. He's down here. You can see him walking down there. Mike is here to help me out. Mike is my boss. He's been on a video or two before. We are building sketchy kart parts today. I had made this drive hub for the sprocket that goes on the rear axle. Not really thrilled with how it came out. Everything fits really well and it fits to the axle really well. But I did this all on the mill, and the head of the mill actually got kicked. So there's some things that are at some strange angles. And the only reason that I did it all on the mill was because I didn't have round aluminum at the time. So I used a chunk of square, circle cut it, made it round, made it work. But now I have this nice chunk of round aluminum. I already put the hole in it, and I'm going to put it in the CNC lathe and make a drive sprocket that is so much nicer. I had shown a couple weeks ago how all of the steering components fit together, but when I press the hub onto the spindle, it no longer spins because of some clearance issues. So I ordered new hubs because these bearings are pretty well shot, and Mike is down there modifying this boss diameter so they fit through the wheel, and Mike's gonna help me out with the steering knuckles and such. I just programmed it. Looks like a bit of a mess on the screen, but it's gonna come out. This is gonna be the boss that the sprocket sits on, come out to the full diameter, come back, and then it's gonna come back with a boring tool to come back and do the bore that will sit on the shaft. So now I just gotta set up the tools and the material. I worked in the diameter on the OD tool. This fits on there very nicely. With the new update on this software, you can actually very easily program corner radii on here, so less deburring. Just toss small radii on there and that fits. I will take it off, put it on the mill, and put the drilled and tapped holes in there to hold the sprocket on there. I didn't even have to work in the bore size. This is just another piece of the shafting that I used for the rear axle. But listen to how good of a fit this is. That's a good fit. We'll take it.
That's a good fit.
Mike loves it. I cut the hub that I made on the lathe off of the end of the bar with the saw instead of parting it off. I already had soft jaws for the mill that will hold that diameter, so I'm just gonna skim this side, put a radius on the outside, and then flip it over, and I will put the drilled and tapped holes for the sprocket in it. Indicated that in, it sweeps at 0 the whole way around, set that as my origin. Fuzz that top down a little bit, throw a radius on it, good to go. I drilled the bolt circle, I spotted it, and now I'm going to tap it. I'm going to put the keyway into the bore. I don't have a tripod today to put the camera on while I put the keyway in it, and I need both hands to tap these, so I will check back in when that is all finished. So this is my end result. It's a little bit thicker than it needs to be, but if that becomes an issue, I can always put it up in the lathe and face it off this backside. I decided to put a flat across from the keyway and put a 1/2-13 tapped hole there that I'll put a set screw in to help lock it to the shaft instead of splitting it and having a bolt that comes this way that cinches it together, because this was a whole lot easier and it's not going to make enough torque to destroy this. Sprocket goes on, holes line up. I'm going to get stainless 1/4-20 bolts for that at the local hardware store this afternoon, and that's all she wrote as far as the sprocket hub goes. I like this one a whole lot better than the other one that I made. We're getting there. Mike is working on the second steering knuckle. He got the spindle pressed out of this one and reopened it up, so we'll just make new spindles. He's going off of the drawings that I gave him. Mike didn't get a whole lot of camera time today because these are things that I've already made videos on. Feel like you guys didn't need to see it twice, but huge shout out to Mike for coming in on a Saturday and helping me out, because this is a joint effort. Danny's not here because we're not welding any chassis parts yet, so soon. soon. I know I keep saying it. Once all the steering stuff is together, we can start putting the front end together and we'll go from there. I ordered the new engine for the Kart the other day. It should be here sometime between when I ordered it and when it gets here because it's coming from another country, and Mike is now laughing hysterically. Yeah, so when that comes in, you guys will obviously be the first to know about it. Stay up to date by following Instagram at horsepowerpizza and at pizzaboymetalworks. If you want to support, head over to horsepowerandpizza.com. Buy yourself a sticker or a shirt or something cool. I have new hoodies and beanies that are at the printer as we speak, so I will have them sometime next month. And as always, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Peace out. Build it for you.